right, let's switch over to a little live look outside of the Denver skyline. Gorgeous blue skies, a little chilly. Joining me now is Jaden Knowles with our 9 News Weather Impact team. All right, Jaden, we got 2 days left until 2026. What do we expect for the last 2 days of 2025?
Well, the last 2 days of 2025 means warmer temperatures. Of course, unfortunately, the warm temperatures are here to stay, especially as we head into the new year. Here's the next 3 days. 53 is what's in my forecast for this afternoon, 61 for Wednesday, as well as 60 degrees on Thursday. Satellite and radar, really not much going on. We're nice and dry, not even a cloud in the sky. There's lots of sunshine out there. A lot of people keep asking me this question, Jaden, where's the snow at? It's over towards the East Coast. You can see it spinning there. It is dropping lots of snow towards the East Coast, parts of New York, Connecticut, Boston, as well as windy conditions. But for us, no precipitation in our forecast. Look at current temperatures, already warmer than our high that we saw yesterday. 44 degrees at Central Park, 48 down in Centennial, as well as 44 at the airport. Temperatures across the entire state, the low to mid 50s for the eastern plains, 20s and 30s currently in the high country. Here's what I can expect for the forecast for this afternoon. Once again, lots of sunshine, 53 degrees. Later on in the show, we'll talk more in details about what to expect and how long this cold air will last, as well as just what to expect heading into the new year. That and much more later in the show.
Jaden, thank you. Today marks 4 years since the Marshall Fire swept through Boulder County, killing 2 people and destroying nearing 1,100 homes and 7 businesses. And over 4 days, it became the most expensive wildfire in state history at an estimated $2 billion. Investigators eventually pointed to more than one cause for the fire, a burn on residential property that reignited an arsenic cell power lines. Since then, Xcel has adopted new safety measures like power shutoffs during extreme fire danger and high winds. The arraignment for a former DNA analyst for the Colorado Bureau of Investigation has been pushed back. She was set to appear in court about an hour ago. Woods is accused of manipulating data in hundreds of cases during her nearly 30-year career with CBI. She's charged with more than 100 counts, including perjury and forgery. Today in court, prosecutors indicated that her trial could take up to 8 weeks once it gets started. Her new arraignment date is set for February. And right now, police are investigating a string of crimes along the Highline Canal trail. They say a man on an e-bike has been setting off homemade explosive devices. At least 6 incidents of damaged trash cans and signposts have been reported. 9 News reporter Ria Jha has the story.
We're on the part of the Highline Canal Trail right off of East Quincy Avenue, and just this morning we're seeing a lot of walkers, runners, joggers. This is a really popular trail, especially for some marathon runners that are using the trail in the early morning. So that's exactly where police say that this is happening, between 12 a.m. and the early morning hours. Police say this has happened repeatedly in the past 2 months, just south of Quincy Avenue, stretching a little over 2 miles down to Bellevue. The person officers are looking for is described as a thin man, around 6 feet tall, usually dressed for cold weather. Winter jacket, gloves, beanie, goggles, even a utility belt with a tactical pouch. Investigators believe he's riding a black, high-powered e-bike with wide tires. Police say the damage appears to be from a small homemade explosive devices, and cameras caught him trying to do this just over this past weekend. This isn't the first time we've seen problems on this trail. Earlier this year, we reported a sexual assault that happened on this trail, but in these incidents, there have been no injuries reported. Police believe this is more an act of vandalism than any harm, so they're asking anyone in the public, if you know anything about this person, to call the Cherry Hills Village Police. Reporting in Cherry Hills, Ria Jha, 9 News.
And we've also learned from the Cherry Hills Village Police that the explosive devices were being placed inside trash cans before exploding. They say the devices look like modified pill bottles, some made with PVC pipes. Telluride Ski Resort and the union that represents its ski patrollers will not be getting taxpayer money to bridge the gap in their contract negotiations. This comes as we enter day 4 of that strike. The resort has been closed since Saturday because of it, and ski patrollers are pushing for higher pay, arguing they can't afford to live where they work. The resort says the union is demanding too much money. Leaders in Telluride, Mountain Village, and San Miguel counties say they considered the possibility of using taxpayer money to help end the strike. But after a consultation found that wasn't allowed, they say the resort and the union weren't interested anyway. Well, it's been a rough couple of months to be a food truck driver, or a food truck rather, in Denver. You may remember the viral video of a city health inspector pouring bleach into a repeat offender's food, shutting down an unlicensed truck. Now the city is telling a licensed taco truck to move from the spot where it's been parked for a decade. Taco Si Torta El Peluche on Federal Street has built a loyal customer base and has earned great online reviews. The truck has been licensed since 2013 and operates in the parking lot of a law firm. The law firm says it doesn't want the truck gone, but the city recently realized that the truck should never have been allowed to operate there in the first place. The location is in a zone that doesn't allow food trucks, and that's not new. It just wasn't flagged during annual permit renewals until now. Now that truck owner is worried he may lose more than a decade of clientele at a spot he wouldn't have ever set up if he knew he couldn't be there in the first place.
The guy that I talked to, I told him I've been here for 11, 12 years and I've never heard about this. It's like, yeah, I don't know why nobody caught this before, I'm sorry. This is what pays the bills, what pays our mortgage, our car insurance, bills. It's the whole thing.
And city officials say this scenario isn't unique and that other trucks are facing similar problems, even those that were approved in the past.